Well, hello again. It's 4 days later, but I am making a vlog about Monday night's student body president and vice presidential debate. I took copious notes at the debate, but I'm only gonna pick up on a few things because the debate has already been analyzed very well by a lot of people, so I don't need to re-say what they all said. The first thing that I do want to say, though, is that I think that NISG and the people who were organizing the debate did a fantastic job, and I think that the decision to move it upstairs into the main portion of the union was a great idea because a lot of people came, people kind of stopped by for a little bit to listen, I was noticing, and people just paid attention to it. So it was a great idea, and I hope that they continue to do it in that format. From opening statements, the two things that I have to say are that Jordan and Kaylee, this was the first time that they mentioned why they chose their slogan, and all the candidates mentioned their slogan at some point during the debate, but Jordan and Kaylee mentioned theirs right from the get-go. But I did think that it was good that all the candidates mentioned their slogans because it meant that their slogans are serving a purpose. I just have a question. Why has Brendan lived in so many countries? I'm just curious. It has nothing to do with anything campaign related. I just want to know. In the question about the announced budget cut changes, here is where Kyle and Brendan mentioned their slogan, that they will be the voice of the students. That I kind of felt like Trevor and Beth brought up athletics in their answer simply because the other two tickets had, and I thought that their answer was really good until that point, and then they kind of threw athletics on the end, and it didn't feel like it was something that they had really planned to say. There was a question about meeting with officials to determine feasibility of platform plans, and this was where Trevor and Beth picked up the term feasibility and continued to drop it for the rest of the debate a significant number of times. So obviously they think that their platform is very feasible, which is great. We need feasible platforms. I personally thought the word itself was a little bit overused, but I do think it's great that they have a feasible platform. I really liked that Jordan and Kaylee mentioned that they had already talked to the director of the dining in the union and that they had said that they were willing to create these healthy meal option combos that they mentioned in their platform if there was a trend identified in what combos of foods people buy together. Spencer asked a question via Twitter about the relationships between the NISG upper cabinet and the senators, and this is where Kyle and Brendan picked up their phrase collaboration through communication and used it throughout the rest of the debate. I know everyone kind of has a phrase that they use a lot, but feasibility was Trevor and Beth's, collaboration through communication was kind of Kyle and Brendan's. Jordan and Kaylee talked about their platform plank on voting in the general elections in November, which is my favorite plank in the entire campaign of anyone. I'm not gonna lie, because it's so important. That is part of the reason why people don't really want to fund us, is because we don't vote for them. And so we should vote for them to show them that we do care and we have power. So I think that their plans are really great. I think that some phrases that they said were they're going to make students unable to not know about the November elections. And I also liked that they said that especially freshmen will be a part of this Cedar Falls community for the next 4 years, so it's very important that they vote so legislators know that they care. Trevor and Beth were asked specifically about their efficiency plans on their platform, and they said that they have already been working with the sustainability office on campus to enact some of these or see how they would be able to. And I thought that it was really impressive that they knew about the sustainability office. I don't really know how many students do, but I also do know that Beth took the Presidential Scholar freshman seminar that was last year about sustainability, so that could be where she learned about it, but it does mean that Beth has a really great background in sustainability efforts, so most of their efficiency plans are probably very well grounded. Thought it was interesting in the question of who did you talk to about running, that Kyle and Brendan mentioned that they talked to God. Some people might have been put off by that, but I thought that it really shows their character in that they're not going to hide who they are for anyone. The question was asked of what you would do with the rest of your campaign funds, and I thought that Jordan and Kaylee's answer was a really creative and good one, that if they were elected, they would use the extra campaign money to pay for travel expenses to Des Moines that normally come out of the student services fee. Another questioner kind of tried to contradict Jordan and Kaylee's plank about the Veterans Affairs, and she got very excited and exuberant and was very confusing in her wording and almost got angry at several points. And I just wanted to point out that I thought that Jordan and Kaylee dealt very well with her in asking her to clarify repeated times and calming her down a little bit and not getting hyped up themselves. The question about funding not being spent by student organizations was definitely won by Jordan and Kaylee, I would say. I think this question, more than anything, is where they showed how much it gives you to be so involved in NISG already, because they talked about how they've worked on rewriting the funding guidelines, and they explained the whole process very well, and pointed out that the guidelines have been rewritten and should be done and passed and in place before the new administration takes over. And so they have a very in-depth understanding of this process, and I thought that was a huge advantage to them. And then closing statements, I thought that Trevor and Beth stated that they have the most well-rounded set of experiences, which I just kind of thought was a little bit disrespectful to the other candidates, because I think that all of the candidates are very well-rounded and have had very good experiences in lots of different areas. And so, I mean, I think it's great when you claim that you have the best platform and the best, most feasible platform or whatever, which I think all three candidates did. And then I just kind of thought that it was hilarious how many times Jordan used the phrase civil and honest in his closing statements. I just wanted to mention that. It kind of made me think of Mad-Eye Moody and Constant Vigilance in Harry Potter. Now I've revealed my nerdiness for all. So, I'm not going to say who I thought won the debate, because I think you can decide for yourselves. You're all intelligent people, and you can all make a decision. And I hope that you all continue to inform yourselves and vote February 28th and 29th, which is Tuesday and Wednesday, coming up on My Universe.